Hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing about async defer and without using async defer. So here I have two script tags. So one is a library called line.js which I have written, and we have like our app.js which will be using line.js. So let's first understand what is line.js. We simply have one function called drawLine which draws a line, and our app.js will be using that function, right? So you see this draw line is nothing but this draw line. Okay, so if you come to our index.html, so what I have done, so I'm loading my library first, and then loading my app, and now this should work, right? So if I refresh the page, you see like my text is coming, my footer is coming, and draw line is getting drawn, right? So now let's make this draw line function a little bit slower. Let's say the external library that you are including is taking some more time. So this is not any the query parameter that assures that any library will be slow. This is externally written by me. Like whenever I receive slow, I take some time. So let's refresh the page, and you see your header is getting displayed there, your line is getting plotted, and then your footer is getting dispersed. So this is an interesting thing. Okay, let's refresh the page. You see there is no footer, and now the footer comes. So what this proves is like any script tags which are written here blocks the parsing of the HTML, because this particular tag doesn't need anything, right? And this script is really blocking your parsing of your uh, HTML page. So any script tag which are not written into async or defer or any such attributes, right, can block your website and can be really slow to load the initial view of your website. So what I'll do, I'll make this as async, okay, and I'll make this as async too, and let's see what is happening. I refresh the page. Now I see the footer, I see header. I see page is still loading. I'm seeing these two texts, but page is still loading, right? It is downloading something. We'll come back to this error later, but this is what happens, right? So your website is loading assets, but whatever you can display on your website, you can load them. So whenever you include any script tag, make sure that you are using a sync or a defer, like depending upon your situation. Right now the async won't help to my scenario, right, because you are seeing this error. Though we are seeing something on web page, that this error is not expected. So what happens with the async is, like whenever parsing comes here, what we say, okay, we say the HTML that okay, or browser, you can continue with your parsing. I'll take some time to download. Like whenever I get downloaded, I'll let you know, like or something will happen, right? So for same reason our footer gets passed here, right? You see it is set to download, but footer is getting displayed here. So that's what happens, and that is the luxury that async gives to us. But now, as my app.js is dependent on my line.js, right? And now making this async actually broke my code, right? So, and I cannot go this way because my REST HTML gets blocked, or like from the parsing. So what you can do is like you can say defer, and so alone deferring won't work, right? Because we need this code. So we can say another script to defer as well. So when we say defer, it executes in order. So we said, okay, download this asynchronously, but execute it later. Don't execute immediately. Similarly, we say to this script, okay, download it later, but execute after some time. And this script is already in a queue. So first, this will get executed, and our drawLine function, which we have written here, right, that will get registered, and you can use that drawLine. So that's what we are saying through the defer, which maintains the ordering, where asynchronous is like wholly depends upon which file gets downloaded first, will be executed first. So you can use defer for such calls. Now what happens if I use another script? Let's say I want to use another script called maybe analytics, and which is completely independent of all these two scripts, right? So I have written on a script called analytics, and assume like from here we are making some calls to like Google Analytics or somewhere else. So let's see if we can see the console here. So I refresh the page. You see we are not seeing any console here. Now we saw the console. So what happens is like it is deferring, right? So this is the third defer task, and like this will execute after these two scripts were loaded or like downloaded. So it's not good idea to defer this. You can simply not use anything here, and you will see, okay, your page visit analytics call went, and then your view came, but it didn't matter, right? Because this is completely independent upon these two scripts. So that's how async and defer works. You need to understand the parsing phase and the downloading phase and the execution phase of that particular script.